Hey everybody, I just got a couple of packages in, and although I ordered them yesterday, I really can't remember what they are, but I will in a moment, I'm sure. Oh yeah, okay. Yep. Okay, what we have here is kind of interesting. I will show it to you and I'll describe what I'm going to use it for, which is not what you would typically use it for. First on the agenda is a couple of these eyeballs for your swimming pool, return jets. I'm going to use these next year when I open my pool. I'm going to have some new ones to install. So that's what these are. And there's two of them. I have two returns on my pool. You could use these in an in-ground pool. You could use these in an above-ground pool. It doesn't really matter. And then, this is what I really bought this for, and I will show you. There's two of them, but I only need one of them. This is called an above-ground bulkhead fitting, and I'll explain that in just a moment. Here it is, okay? So what happens is on your above-ground pool, you'll have a liner. When you first put it in the pool, right? You'll have a liner. And then you'll need a bulkhead fitting because you're going to want two things. You're going to want to have to attach your pump, your pool pump to it, to shoot water into the pool, and then you're going to have another hole in it to come out for your water to come out. In this particular case, this is going to be for the eyeball that you see here, right? You see the eyeball that I put in there. But I'm not going to use it like that, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put two gaskets. I'm going to put the two gaskets here. I am going to find out what the diameter of this is and increase it by just a little bit. And I'm going to get a hole saw, and I'm going to, well, here's what it is. Now you'll know. This is a cover for my pool pump, and it's going to be a spare cover. And it's going to be a cover that I'm going to use in the fall when I go to close my pool up. Now you'll understand in a moment. I will take this piece here, all right? I will drill a hole in here so that will go sit down in there. All right, that'll be sitting flat down in there. So imagine if I already had a hole drilled, this is going to go down in there. And then from underneath, I will be screwing this up underneath. So you'll see that sticking down, and I will put that on the bottom, tighten it all up, and then that is going to be airtight, okay? That is definitely going to be airtight. And that's all screwed together because that gasket is going to make it so, okay? That's what that's going to be for, all right? And you say, well, why the heck is he drilling a hole in the top of his pool pump cover? And I'm going to get to that in just a second. All right, because there's going to be a fitting that goes in here that your pool vacuum line is going to go on. All right, so this is all going to be airtight. This is going to be on top of the pump. And then I'm going to put a hose on top of here, and that hose is going to hook up to a blower. And it's going to blow air into the filter, into the pump. And I'm going to be able to direct that air towards different lines in the pool. I can direct it through the filter and take the water out of the filter. That will blow it straight through the filter, in through the heater, empty the heater, and blow it into the return of the pool. Okay, that's one thing that I'm going to do. The other one, I will be turning the valve, and then I will direct this to the bottom drain. And as soon as air bubbles start coming up out of the bottom drain, I will shut that valve off, and then that will be what they call airlock, so there's no water that can get into the bottom drain. And then I have my returns now. Then I will turn a valve, and I will blow air out one return, and I'll blow out the returns, and then I'll blow air out the skimmers. I have a valve for one skimmer and a valve for the other skimmer. So that will allow me to direct the water in whatever direction that I want to in order to blow blow the water out of the lines to winterize the pool. So that's what this fitting is for. And now you know, all right? So this is going to be, I got 2 of them. They were sold in sets of 2 because a pool typically uses 2 of these, an above ground pool, but I've got a spare now, all right? I've got a spare. That's what those parts are.